Guys, welcome to this video of OpenCV hands-on. Today we'll be making our own basic face recognition program. So yeah, let's get on with it. So first of all, you need to install your Python IDE. I personally prefer PyCharm. So if you could install that, that would be awesome. So just Google PyCharm and go into the download section. Then click on this free open source community version and download it, and if you could do that, then we're good to go. Alright, so once you got PyCharm installed, open that. So this is the community open source version developed by JetBrains, and I'll be making a new project. So create new project. So this is my directory. I'm going to be let's say our project is face recognition, and I'll be creating this. All right, cool. So it's going to be creating our virtual environment. It might take a couple of minutes to get this ready. Alright, it's getting ready now. Alright, so it's ready now. So next up, we are going to be loading our file. So new scratch file, and it's a Python file. So load that first. Alright, I'm going to be renaming this as, say, okay, yeah, rename face.py, or maybe face, yeah, just name it face.py for now. Alright. Now the next thing we need is to import our libraries, right? So for importing, first we need to install them. So for this particular program, we are only going to be needing CV2 library. So to install that, go to settings, then search for project interpreter. There you go. Next, click on this plus button here, and type the library you need. So I'm going to be needing CV2. So just keep installing all these. These are going to be required. So these aren't pre-installed, so you need to install them, otherwise your code would not work. So some packages do give out errors, so that is something that it's not in our control. So to be on the safe side, just install all of them, of the CV2 packages. Anything related to CV2, just install them. Right, so that should be taking place. Yep, CV2 wrap installed. So now you can see that all these library packages have been installed. So just click on OK. So next up we'll be writing our code. So first of all, in any Python script, you first import your necessary library. So I import CV2 for this code. Next up, for basic video processing, you capture your video, your feed from your webcam, right? For any laptop, your webcam is your primary source of video feed, right? So there is a function in CV2. So CV2 video capture. Okay, sorry. CV2 video capture, and I'm going to be passing 0 as the parameter. So what this 0 does is that zeros zeros oh sorry 0 signifies that the feed is coming from our webcam. So that's what 0 does. If you have any other sources of video feed such as your camera or camcorder or anything, there are different numbers for that. That is a simple Google search away. But for this case, I'm going to be using our webcam feed. So I'll be passing the parameter 0. So I'll be assigning this to an object of called cap. So that's it. Okay, just yeah. Next up, since we've got a capture, we've captured our video feed, we need to import our classifier. So for this particular program, we're going to be using the Har Cascade frontal face classifier. So just to brief you on that, what this does is Har Cascade is basically a pre-trained model that has been trained with tons and tons of images of faces. This particular classifier classifies faces. So there are different classifiers for this. There is you have your eyes, eyebrows, nose, lips, ears. There are different classifiers for all different body parts. But for this program, we are going to be using our Har Cascade frontal face default classifier. I'll attach the link to that classifier down below in the bio. You need to download that, and and then we'll proceed. So pause the video for now. Download the classifier. The GitHub link I'll post in the bio. Go download it. I've already got it downloaded in my device. So I'm going to be writing that down. So there is a function in CV2 called cv2.cascade classifier. Yeah, cascade classifier, and I'll be passing the Har Cascade absolute path to that. So as you can see, I have Har Cascade here with me, and its path is this: C users H Tripathi desktop. So that's my path. So yeah, and the name for this is and it's an XML file. So these are pretty large XML files, and it's a simple download away from the web. So I passed it into my cascade classifier function from CV2, and sometimes in PyCharm, and I'm not sure about other IDs, there are errors happening when in your path you pass a single backslash. So the hack around that is you write 2 backslashes, right? So that's it, and I'm going to be creating an object of this class, and I'll be calling it classifier. So classifier equal to cv2.cascade classifier, and I'm passing my Har Cascade frontal face default.xml. Okay, that's cool. Next up, I'm going to be looping. So I'll get back why are we looping in just a moment. So while true, and now I'm going to be creating 2 variables called ret and frame, and I'll be assigning them to cap.read. So first of all, it's pretty clear that any video feed is a series of frames, right? You've got many frames in one continuous video feed. So what frame here is, so first of all, cv2.video captures your feed, and that you read your feed and assign it to frame. So basically frame is just one specific instant or a snapshot of your video feed that you're dealing with. And here ret is nothing. So ret is just a binary or boolean variable that will be used for truthness. Alright, so nothing major in ret. Ret is just a short form of return, and you got a frame. Alright, so now why are we looping this? That was the main question. So your video feed is a series of frames, right? And this while true means that your video is still on. So your frames are continuously running, right? So that's why we're looping. It's a continuous feed. Now we're going to be using ret now. So if ret is true, which it is by default because it is assigned to cap.read, it is by default correct, true. So if that is true, so which it is, but we're still going to be using the if condition. So now I'm going to be using this classifier. So classifier dot, there is a function dot called classifier dot detect multiscale. And so if you see that the parameters are image, scale factor equals none, and all those, right? So our image are so first of all, this detect multiscale is a function that detects, so it detects objects of different sizes in the frame. So you got your frame and you say, and just suppose that there are 4 faces in your particular snapshot. Say you got 4 people in one frame. So this detect multiscale function takes all the faces from that frame and gives an output as a list. Alright, list means if you're familiar with Python, you should be familiar with lists. If you are not familiar with lists, I would advise you to just Google the definition. It's not that difficult. It'll be clear. Alright. So our classifier.detect multiscale, I'll pass my frame. Next, I'll pass my so I'll pass my frame, that's it, and the rest all will be default. And I'm going to be assigning this to faces because as I just told you, your output is a list, so there are multiple items, right? So I'll be assigning that, I'll be calling that faces. All right, okay, so far so good. So the next thing to understand is image processing. So say you got your image, you have got your frame, your particular snapshot from your video feed. How exactly is an image processed? So any image in, if you know, is comprised of 3 layers of red color, green color and blue color, also known as RGB. So it's 3 layers, it's a matrix basically of pixels, of square pixels stacked on top of one another. So you got 3 matrices stacked on top of one another to create your image. All right, it's that's your RGB image. And any image in RGB, so I'll just comment this, any image in RGB, and when you use your computer vision, so it's written as BGR, to be honest. So it's written in the form of BGR. I just append this. So any image is accessed or modified using this syntax, and so it's basically just some value and some value. Alright, so you got 3 values. The first value corresponds to the intensity of blue color in your image. The second value corresponds to the intensity of green color in your image, and the third value corresponds to the intensity of red color in your image. So say I've got, and these are 8-bit images, so the range for these blanks or values of intensity go from 0 to 255. 0 means it is totally black, there is no intensity of your color, and 255 means it's the maximum possible intensity. So if you could have guessed by now, when we write 255, 255, 255 for any image, that means that all the pixels in that image are white because you have maximum intensity of red, green and blue. So all these combine to make a white color, right? Similarly, if you have 0 0 0, that means a totally black color. Okay, and you can also make color combinations with these. Say I've got my values as 255 comma 0 comma 255, so that means my green color is 0 and I've got my red and blue at maximum intensity. So as you may expect, when you do that, you get your magenta or purplish color. Alright, so you can experiment with colors like that. So that's how an image is processed. It's basically matrices stacked on top of one another and accessed using arrays. Okay, matrix, any matrix is a 2D array. So that's how images are processed. Next up, we're going to be detecting all our faces, right? So we've got a list of faces in one particular frame. Now we're going to be processing those faces. So I'll be looping here. So for face in faces, this is the Python syntax of any loop. So for face, your variable in your list, and I'm going to be defining 4 variables x, y, w and h as, and I'll be calling that as face. So what this is basically 4 coordinates. So x and y are determine the top leftmost coordinate of your face, and w and h correspond to the distances of your width and height on the horizontal and vertical directions below from your top leftmost coordinate to give you all the coordinates of your face. Alright, so that's I'm going to be defining those 4 coordinates as face, and so our objective is to plot a rectangle around all the faces in your frame. So I'm going to be defining frame as, so I'm going to be modifying my frame. So I'm going to be reassigning that frame is equal to cv2 dot, there is a function called rectangle, and its parameters are image, your point 1, your second point, your color and thickness. Okay, so my image that I have to make the rectangles on is my existing frame, right? So that's my frame, and I'll pass all the point 1, that is your starting point of your image, that is x comma y, top leftmost corner. My second coordinate would be my bottom rightmost corner, that would be x plus w and y plus h. And I'm going to be say I want to make a red colored rectangle. So as you just saw for assigning colors as numbers, that would be 0 comma 0 comma 255. So that means that my blue color is 0, green color is 0 and red is at max intensity. So it will be a bright red rectangle or square around any face in my frame. And say I've got to make my thickness as 3. Alright, so that's now, so basically up until now we have made rectangles around all our faces in a particular frame. Alright, so that's it. Next up, I want to make this as a visual output. So there is a function in cv2 called cv2.imshow, cv2.imshow, yeah, and I want this output to be called as, say, just make it output as of now, output, and the thing that it has to display is my frame, right, in the output. So that's it. Okay, there is some indenting, I'll just do that. Also, for those who don't know, Python is indent sensitive, so you need to make sure of your indents, alright, otherwise there will be errors. So I'll be, yeah, that's it. Okay, cool. Alright, awesome. Now the thing is, since this is a continuous video feed, when you move your head in your continuous video feed, there is a dynamic movement of your head, right? So this rectangle that you plot would not get updated really quickly, right? You need to add a time delay for your camera to sense that you are moving your head and allow it to make your rectangles, right, for the program. So there is a function in cv2 called cv2.waitKey, and I will be adding a delay of say 30 time units, So after every 30 time units, the frame will get refreshed, and this program will know where the new coordinates of my face are, and I'll be assigning that to key. All right. Cool. Now, say I've completed my code and I've run it well, and I need to exit my code, right? How I need to terminate my program. So how do you terminate that? So you write if key equal to ord of q, then I'm going to be breaking out. So ORD is basically your Unicode value of Q, and in layman terms what this particular line of code does is that when you press your Q key on your keyboard, it will terminate it out of your program. Alright, ORD is the Unicode value. You have your ASCII values, right, of characters. ORD corresponds to the Unicode value. Cool. And last but not the least, you release all your captures, and using CV2 you destroy all windows. Alright, so these are basic syntaxes that are followed. Alright, so yeah, we're done with our code as of now, so let's give it a go. Let's run it, and let's say we have to run face. Okay, allow webcam access to Python. Awesome. And this is a, so as you can see, there is a rectangle around, or rather a square around my face. So you can experiment with different colors if you want. If you want to make it a blue one, you make it 25500, and if you want to make it purple, 255. There are different values that you can use to experiment with different colors. Alright, so if I press Q now, which I just did, as you can see, the output got your code got terminated, right? So it's all over. And in that particular code, if you move your face, that square will track you, and that is how we have made our own face recognition program, albeit a very basic one. There are many more advanced face recognition programs available out there, but for starters, to OpenCV and computer vision, this was the most fundamental code that we can make. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please make sure to give it a like, subscribe to the channel for more content if you liked it. Implement this code by yourself and send me in and tag me on LinkedIn if you've done it. Also, a major shout out to Kunal Kushwaha Bhaiya for teaching me this OpenCV. He introduced me to OpenCV via his channel Code for Cause. Yeah, it's a amazing YouTube channel. You have to go check that out. Alright, so yeah, that's it for this video. Signing off. Bye bye.